Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Beth Heckert, Jackson County District Attorney. Beth, great to see you. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Appreciate you having me.
All right, so you've been in office a year now, and it's been a fascinating year. The office just was bombed not too long ago now. How's everything going there?
Pretty good. I think the fact that we were able to make an arrest within just a week of the bombing let everyone have a sigh of relief. So until then we were still wondering, was it personal to one particular person in our office? Was it directed at our office at all, or just a government building? So you just didn't know. So I think once they made the arrest and we learned more of those facts, then everyone kind of had a sigh of relief to know that the person who was responsible was in custody.
Okay, and work is still being done on the physical part of the building, but far more important, of course, everybody's psyche, and everybody's feeling better based on that arrest?
Yes, I believe so. And the cosmetic part is still being repaired a little bit, but we were very fortunate that it didn't cause a lot more damage than what it did. So it didn't really slow our office down or affect cases in the least. And I think that was something that was kind of surprising, that someone would believe that by damaging our office that they would have an effect on cases, and it just doesn't. We don't have original things in our office. So you just order the police report again and you build your file again and you go from there. So
it's good to hear.
Definitely.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you took office in January. It's been almost exactly a year.
Exactly.
24 years as a deputy, or as in the district attorney's office, but now you're the actual district attorney. What's been the biggest surprise for you on the job?
I dealt with personnel issues before, but I think just the whole encompassing of everything with our office. So from the budget, I stepped into issues with our budget to personnel issues, and just all the things that my predecessor dealt with that I didn't really realize that he dealt with. So the day-to-day phone calls. I get calls from grandmas who are upset that their grandsons have gotten into trouble and want to know how they can help, and I think that's a good thing, that people feel like they can reach out and actually call you or write you a letter and express what their thoughts are about a case. So it's just a real wide aspect of things that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. You think you come to the office and this is what you're going to get done, and that's not what happens at all.
I can understand that. Very good. All right, well, we'll take a quick break. Much more with Beth in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. We're going to be here with Beth Heckert, Jackson County District Attorney. Beth, you were talking just before the break about your first year on the job and the budget being a big issue. We have seen some change in the DA's office. How have you guys been able to manage your way through that?
Well, we hadn't had any cuts in the DA's office for a number of years, most of the time that I had been there. So unfortunately, the first year I took office was the year that we had to finally make some personnel cuts. So we lost one attorney position in our criminal division, which had an impact on the kind of cases we could prosecute. So we stopped prosecuting some small amount of residue type of cases, drug cases, and have tried to kind of still keep working. Our deputies have some of the highest caseloads, and so we're not going to be able to keep up with working with less people as the caseloads just keep increasing.
Now, as district attorney, you see crimes coming in from all over Jackson County. What to you is the biggest concern criminally in the county?
I don't know. There's so many different types of crimes. The drug issue that we have here in Jackson County really fuels lots of other types of cases. So we find that is the reason that a lot of defendants are committing burglaries and property crimes, robberies, assaults, all kinds of things. So I think kind of the root problem basically gets back to the drug issue that we have here in Jackson County. And we hear a lot, because we're on Interstate 5, we hear about sex trafficking. Is that such an issue here? And we hear it constantly from the Portland market. All sorts of things are happening up there with that. But are we seeing that much here in Southern Oregon and Jackson County in particular? Well, because we have I-5 running right through our county, we know that those cases are happening here. They're not actively worked as often because they don't come to the police's attention unless they're almost operating like a sting operation or something. They typically don't, the people who are involved in them are not calling the police to ask for assistance. And so we don't see them, although we know they're happening on a regular basis, and it's an area that law enforcement continues to work on and try to figure out how to actually get those cases so that we could be interviewing people, especially minors that are involved in human trafficking. Those are cases we would have a high priority if we were getting them, but so far we're not really getting those.
All right, very good, Beth. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Craig.
All right. Stay with us. We'll be right back.